You've consumed enough. God wants you to start building. Maybe the feeling of boredom, anxiety, or depression is really due to a lack of fulfillment. I've gone through plenty seasons where I knew I wanted to change. But before I started, I would binge all this content and information for the sake of feeling prepared. The truth is, I didn't need any more knowledge. I needed action. God does not call the prepared, He prepares the call. God does not need you perfect. He just needs you willing. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to give you 3 quick points. Let's get straight into it. The first point is stop being a glutton for information. Ecclesiastes 12:12 says, "But my child, let me give you some further advice. Be careful, for writing books is endless, and much study wears you out." A quote that's often said in leadership is you have to make sure that you're not over serving or over leading, but not continuing to fill yourself up, right? Because you'll feel overwhelmed, you feel exhausted. I think the truth is the same for someone who is absorbing all this information, right? Who is trying to prepare themselves, who's trying to learn, but never giving, right? In the same way, I feel like that is also exhausting. Think of it in terms of health, right? If you are running a lot and you're never feeding yourself, that's going to be bad for your health, right? You're going to be malnourished, you're going to be skinny. That leads to death. But the same is true for the other extreme, right? If you are eating all the food, if you're eating a ton of food, like I mean a ton, and you never work out, you never run, you never lift, you never do anything, that is also going to lead to death, right? That'll make you fat and obese, right? And in the same way, I believe, especially seasons in my own life, I've been a glutton for information, right? I would consume, and it would never go anywhere. I would consume for the sake of consuming, right? To make myself feel a little bit more ready. Or sometimes you think you're doing all this work, but you're not actually going anywhere. You've made a million business plans. You've made a million workout plans. You've done this and done that, but you haven't actually done anything. And so it can be exhausting. It can be absolutely exhausting. And like I said in my first few sentences, so many times I thought I was depressed, or I thought I was anxious, or I thought I was bored or stressed or this, that, and the other. But truly, it all just linked back to a lack of fulfillment, right? And what does that look like? My question to you is, are you the person right now worthy of walking into what it is that you want to have? Jace, what do you mean by that? Maybe you really enjoy your job, right? Maybe you enjoy your calling, you enjoy your purpose, you enjoy your day-to-day 9 to 5 work, but maybe you are not the person that you want to be in that. Maybe your health is lost. Maybe you've gained a bunch of weight, lost a bunch of weight. Maybe you've picked up some bad habits, some sinful habits, right? Maybe you're drinking more than you would intend to. Maybe you're smoking more than you would intend to. Maybe you're lusting more than you would intend to. And so these little sins are catching up to you, right? And it's because you are not being who God has ultimately created you to be, and that can be extremely exhausting. And truth is, before you build anything, you first have to build yourself. If you focus on building this thing, right? If you focus on chasing this call that God's given you, but you have not taken the time personally to build up yourself, it's going to go wasted. It's going to be too heavy to carry, right? A blessing that comes too early is a burden, right? And so God will take time to personally work on you. But if you say, Jace, no, like I have actually no idea. I don't enjoy my work, right? I've talked to many people who are like, I was boxing up pizzas one day and realized, what am I doing? Like anyone can do this. What has God called me to do? What is my objective? And if you're like, Jace, I'm working a job I hate, I'm in school, I hate it, I'm in college, I hate it, I really don't know where to go. I have a very simple equation that helped me figure out what more than likely is my purpose and my calling and my reason for being on this earth. Okay, and it leads with a few questions. Number one is, what do you enjoy to do that naturally comes easy to you? What are you insanely gifted at? You say, Jace, I don't really know. Like, we can all be good at multiple things, right? But there's certain things that people are gifted with. What does that mean? They naturally are able to do it at a capacity that it would take others a lot more effort or energy, right? And so some people are truly gifted at basketball, Not because they don't work hard in basketball, they absolutely work hard, but them working hard produces far greater results than someone else working hard. Some people are gifted to speak, right? I'm able to sit here and talk to this camera and literally talk through the camera and talk directly to you, one person, right? That is a natural gift. Other people wouldn't be able to do that, right? It's kind of a weird experience to be talking to the camera lens right now, right? Maybe it's singing, maybe it's dancing, whatever it is. Okay, so think about that. What is something that naturally comes easy to you that you really enjoy to do? If money was not an object, if you could get paid six figures to do anything in the world, what would you pick up and do tomorrow? What would you do? What would you spend your days doing if money did not matter? The second part of that question is, how can you make that and box that in to honor the Lord and serve others? Right? And so, is this gift that you had in mind, can you make it honor the Lord? Number one. Maybe, I don't know what that looks like for you. Okay, so I'm not even going to try. And can you serve others? Right? And you might say, Jace, like, why does it necessarily have to serve others? Like, actors don't, actors do serve others, they entertain others, right? Like, chefs do serve others, right? They provide food. Content creators serve others, they provide content. So, how can what you're doing serve others? And the reason I ask that is because how can you monetize it? How can you make money off of it? Okay, and money is not evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Truth be told, we need money to make this thing work, right? We need money to provide things. That is the resource of this life. And so, if you're going to truly operate in your call day in and day out, you need to be able to be provided for in order to do that. Okay, so how can you take your gift and make it so valuable to others that they would pay for it? And then that gift being something that naturally comes easy to you, that you really enjoy doing, that you could do for the rest of your life, and that it honors the Lord. Whatever that is, more than likely you just found your call. More than likely you just found your purpose. More than likely you found the thing that you can do genuinely. And if that's not the thing, you're awfully close. Okay? And so that's my like little that's my tips on that. Okay? And the second step, the second tip, my second point, whatever, bleeds directly into that, which is use what you have. Because I know as soon as we were going through this process, you're like, man, like I want to be a content creator, but I don't really have a camera. I just have a phone. Use what you have. Oh, man, like I really do need to start working out, but I don't really have the plan or the trainer or the coach or the shoes or the equipment. Use what you have. Drop and give me 20. You know what I mean? Like you're fully able. You have things. A verse that I want to give you guys is Exodus 4, verses 2 through 3. This is out of the story. Moses is talking to God, right? And complaining like, Lord, how am I supposed to like speak to your people? How am I supposed to lead your people? Da 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 da. He says, it says, then the Lord asked him, what is in your hand? And the shepherd's staff, Moses replied. Throw it down on the ground, the Lord told him. So Moses threw down the staff and it turned into a snake. Right? So what do we learn from the story? We learn that you have everything you need to start right now. Everything you need. If you needed more, you would have it. Truthfully, if you needed that thing that's in the back of your mind, like, oh, I need that to start, you would have it. You have everything you need right now. God has blessed you with everything he needs you to start with. Has he blessed you with everything you need to finish with? No. But God is not an A to Z God. You're not going to start today, have everything you need tomorrow. God is an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. He is a every single step of the way God. Right? And it's because he wants to prepare you not only for yes, the thing, but he wants to prepare you into the person worthy of walking into the thing. Right? It makes me think about King David. When David was just a shepherd boy in the field, they came and they anointed David to be king, and then they left him in the field. All right, David, see you in a few years, man. Peace. David was not immediately made king. David had to continue to shepherd his field. David was even called up to the palace to serve Saul, not to be king. Why? Because God was not just going to hand David a crown. He was going to make him into the person of worthy he was going to make him into the person worthy of wearing the crown. right? And so if you're in this season right now and you want to start making content, don't have a camera, use your phone. If you want to start working out, don't have a coach or the clothes, start now, right? If you're watching this video on Wednesday and you're like, I'll start Monday, oh my gosh, start tomorrow, start Thursday, bro. It's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. If you wake up at 6:05 and you say you were going to run at 6, you're like, oh, I missed it. I'll just start tomorrow. If you don't wake up at 6:05 and do what you said you were going to do at 6, it is not the end of the world, bro. God does not need you perfect. He just needs your best. He doesn't need you perfect. He just needs you participating. He just needs you willing, bro. You're making excuses. It's okay, dude. You know what you're supposed to do. And that's the thing. I could sit here and give you these tips. I don't know your specific situation. Comment down below. I can help you with your specific situation. I don't mind. But truth is, you know what you should do. You have all the knowledge in the world. Stop consuming and just start doing something. Do one thing. Do one thing differently than you're doing it now. He just needs you to start because he will lead you where he needs you. Proverbs 16:9 says, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our step. Thank you, Jesus. Like, we can make our plans. We could say, I'm going to do this to achieve this. And truth be told, like, that's probably not even what God had in mind. But just by your participation and your starting and committing to it every single day, he's going to lead you exactly where he wants you, day in and day out, step by step. But you can never move if you never start. You can never get there if you never begin, right? And so just begin. And as you begin, my third and final tip is to build on the firm foundation. I want to explain to you what that practically looks like. Proverbs 16:3 says, commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed. I want to ask you a question. With the dreams and the motives and the goals that you have, are those for you, from you, or are they for God, from God? Jace, what do you mean by that? Why do you want to be in the best shape of your life? Why do you want abs or more muscles or to be snatched? Like, why do you want that? Do you want that to please others, to get the attention of others, to create lust in others to want you? Or do you want that to honor your body as a temple of the Holy Spirit? Do you want that to set an example for others? Do you want that because you're older, you're getting older, you're having a family? Maybe you have a spouse and a partner and you want to be your best version of yourself for them. Maybe you have kids and you want to be able to be with your kids and entertain your kids and run with your kids and play with your kids and live a long, healthy life. Why do you want money? Right? Do you want money because you want to buy the fancy car and to buy the fast car and the dream car and the fancy house? Do you want money to attract a certain type of crowd and attract a certain type of person? Do you want money because it's on your vision board? Right? Do you want it to honor you or to honor God? Or do you want money to be able to give generously, to take care of your family, to provide for your family and their family? Right? Why do you want the things that you claim to want? Because as long as you build on foundation that is not Jesus Christ, it will fall. Because you as a believer, I assume watching this video, right, you've checked that box. And so Jesus is on everything. Right? And so if you continue to build on sand, you will fail. But as soon as you commit these actions and commit these plans to the Lord, the word promises that you will succeed. But you have to make sure that you constantly humble yourself and check your motive. Like, Lord, I will build this business unto you. You have to give God every workout. You have to give God every business. You have to give God every plan, every step, every day. And if you do that, your plans literally will succeed. It is a promise. It does not say maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says your plans will succeed. Once you know what God has created you to do, once you've received that promise or that call, you work at it with everything you got. You commit it to the Lord in prayer and by the way that you live your life. And I promise you that you will succeed. If you enjoyed this video, I ask that you like and subscribe. I make a new video every single week just like this one. If you have any specific prayers or prayer requests or questions, please drop them in the comments. I'll respond to every single one. And if you are interested in a deeper level community, I'm considering building something later that will be for people who want to become the person that God has created them to be. We will have weekly live calls, challenges, we'll have a chat. It'll be fantastic. If that's something you're interested in, the link for the wait list is in the description. God bless.